Imagine a world where your ancestors feasted on rotten meat and scavenged bone marrow. This isn't just a gruesome historical footnote, it's the hidden blueprint for every craving you have today. Your body carries ancient memories, your brain remembers primal needs. Millions of years of eating habits shaped you. From the first spark of life to modern supermarkets, food has driven our evolution. It forged our bodies, it molded our minds. What did our ancestors truly eat? The answers might surprise you. They might even shock you. Prepare to unearth the astonishing diet of early humans. Discover how it still dictates your desires. We'll journey through time. We will explore the surprising foods that built us. Let's dive into the evolutionary pantry. Your modern cravings make perfect sense once you understand this. They are echoes from a distant, wild past. These echoes whisper across millions of years. They tell a story of survival and adaptation. This story explains why you crave sugar. It explains why you desire fat. It even touches on the extreme lengths humans went to survive. Get ready to see your diet in a whole new light. This is not just history. It is your biology. Our story begins millions of years ago. Picture lush African forests. Small ape-like ancestors roamed here. They were Australopithecus. Their diet was largely plant-based. They ate fruits, leaves, and roots. This provided basic sustenance. Their brains were small. They were similar in size to a chimpanzee's. They lived a relatively simple existence. Then, something changed. The climate shifted. Forests gave way to vast savannas. Food sources became scarcer. Survival demanded adaptation. Around 2.5 million years ago, a new species emerged. This was Homo habilis, the handyman. They started making stone tools. These tools were simple but revolutionary. They could cut and smash. They opened up new food opportunities. But Homo habilis wasn't a mighty hunter, not yet. They were scavengers. Imagine a harsh, arid landscape. Lions hunt their prey, other predators feast. Our ancestors waited. They would approach the carcass cautiously. They used their crude tools. They would access what others left behind. Large bones held a precious secret. Inside them was bone marrow. This was a superfood. Bone marrow is incredibly rich in fat. It's packed with calories. It also contains vital nutrients. This discovery was a game changer. Our ancestors learned to crack open bones. They used hammerstones. This fatty marrow provided crucial energy. This energy fueled something remarkable. It fueled brain growth. Their brains began to expand. This was a critical turning point. Access to bone marrow provided consistent high-energy fuel. It set the stage for complex thought. It laid the foundation for intelligence. They also foraged for plants. They ate insects. Variety was key to survival. But marrow provided that extra boost. It made larger brains possible. This simple act of scavenging redefined our lineage. It started us on the path to humanity. It cemented a deep-seated craving for fat. This ancient desire still lives within you. It's an echo from those dusty savannas. It's the whisper of survival. It's the legacy of bone marrow. Every time you crave something rich and fatty, you're hearing that whisper. Fast forward about 2 million years ago, another revolutionary species appeared. This was Homo erectus. They were taller. They walked fully upright. Their brains were significantly larger. They refined tool-making. Hand axes became common. These were versatile weapons and tools. Homo erectus was no longer just a scavenger. They became a hunter. They pursued larger game, deer, antelopes, and even elephants. This was a monumental shift. Hunting required cooperation. It demanded planning. It fostered social bonds. This complex behavior further stimulated brain development. Then came the ultimate game changer, fire. Homo erectus mastered fire. This discovery was transformative. Fire offered warmth. It provided protection from predators. Most importantly, fire changed food. Cooking meat made it safer. It made it easier to chew. It made nutrients more accessible. Cooked food required less energy to digest. This freed up more energy for the brain. It also reduced the size of our jaws and teeth. This allowed for even greater brain expansion. Cooked food meant consistent, high-quality nutrition. It allowed Homo erectus to thrive. They began to migrate out of Africa. They spread across Asia. They adapted to diverse environments. Their diet varied. It included local plants, nuts, and berries, but meat remained central. They were apex predators. Their tools were better. Their strategies were smarter. Their ability to cook revolutionized their diet. This era cemented our deep connection to cooked food. It ingrained a preference for tender, palatable meals. It also reinforced our craving for protein. The energy from hunting and cooked meat was immense. It powered incredible journeys. It fueled the growth of complex societies. Our ancestors learned to work together. They shared resources. They communicated, all driven by the need to find and process food. The open flame became a symbol of human ingenuity. It was a beacon of survival. It was a catalyst for our evolution. This legacy of fire lives on. Every cooked meal carries this ancient history. Every taste of roasted meat harks back to Homo erectus. Their hunger shaped our future. It fueled our journey across the globe. It hardwired our modern desire for well-prepared food, moving closer to our own time. Around 400,000 years ago, Neanderthals emerged. They were robust. They were powerful. They adapted to harsh Ice Age climates. Their diet was heavily carnivorous. They primarily hunted large, powerful animals. Woolly mammoths, rhinos, and bison were their targets. These hunts were dangerous. They required immense strength and skill. Evidence suggests some plant consumption, but meat was their dietary staple. Their caloric needs were enormous. They lived in extreme cold. This demanded high-fat, high-protein intake. They used sophisticated tools. Spears with stone points became common. These were deadly weapons. Our own species, Homo sapiens, also evolved. We appeared around 300,000 years ago. We were different. We were more adaptable. Our diet was incredibly diverse. We hunted large game, but we also fished. We gathered shellfish. We exploited a wider range of plant foods. We used traps and nets. Our hunting strategies were innovative. We were less reliant on sheer power. We used cunning and coordination. This dietary flexibility was a major advantage. It allowed us to spread further. We colonized every continent, from coastal regions to vast grasslands. Our diet varied with the geography. Inuit populations focused on marine mammals. Desert dwellers ate roots and insects. Forest inhabitants relied on berries and small game. This adaptability speaks volumes. It shows the incredible resourcefulness of early humans. It honed our ability to extract nutrition from any environment. Both Neanderthals and early sapiens were top predators. They were at the pinnacle of the food chain. Their diets were rich in animal protein and fat. This consistent, high-energy intake further refined our brains. It led to even greater cognitive abilities. Art, language, and complex social structures flourished. The drive for efficient hunting and gathering shaped our intellect. It sharpened our senses. It deepened our problem-solving skills. Our ancestors were not picky eaters in a modern sense. They were opportunistic. They ate whatever was available. They survived through incredible ingenuity. Their varied hunting and gathering techniques laid the groundwork for complex human societies. Their legacy is in our adaptable palates. It's in our desire for a balanced, nourishing meal. It's in our innate drive to find sustenance. We are the descendants of these ultimate survivors. Their ancient food choices still guide our modern nutritional needs. Then, about 10,000 years ago, everything changed again. A dietary revolution occurred. This was the agricultural revolution. Humans began to farm. They cultivated grains. Wheat, barley, rice, and maize became staples. They domesticated animals. Goats, sheep, cattle, and pigs. This shift was profound. It allowed for settled communities. Villages grew into towns, then cities. Food supply became more stable. Populations exploded. No longer did people rely solely on hunting and gathering, but this stability came at a cost. Our diets became less diverse. Hunter-gatherers ate hundreds of different plant species. Farmers often relied on a handful of crops. This led to nutritional deficiencies. Archaeological evidence shows this clearly. Skeletons from early farming communities reveal more tooth decay. They show signs of anemia. They indicate infectious diseases. Diseases spread more easily in denser populations. Our bodies were not ready for this rapid change. Evolution moved slowly. Our genes were still optimized for a hunter-gatherer lifestyle. They expected variety. They expected a feast or famine cycle. Instead, they got monoculture. They got consistent but often less nutrient-dense foods. Grains are rich in carbohydrates. This provided energy, but they lacked the full spectrum of vitamins and minerals. Meat consumption often decreased. It became a luxury for many. The hard work of farming changed our bodies too. Farmers often had more robust bones, but they also suffered from more joint stress. Life became harder in some ways. This agricultural leap set us on a new path. It laid the foundation for modern civilization. It also introduced a mismatch between our ancient biology and our new diet. This mismatch continues to this day. Our bodies still yearn for the diversity of the wild. They crave the richness of a varied diet. This deep-seated biological expectation conflicts with modern processed foods. It struggles with simplified, calorie-dense options. The agricultural revolution was a double-edged sword. It brought prosperity, but it also brought new health challenges. It created dietary patterns that we are still trying to understand. It transformed our health. It transformed our societies. This transition was monumental. Its effects echo in our bodies today. They resonate in every modern nutritional debate. Let's delve deeper into some truly shocking ancestral eating habits. These were not just survival tactics. They shaped our very biology. First, let's revisit bone marrow. It was not just a side dish. For millions of years, it was a primary energy source. It was vital for brain growth. Our ancestors didn't just eat the meat. They meticulously cracked open every bone. They sucked out every last drop of nutrient-rich marrow. This drive for fat-rich marrow hardwired our preference for fatty foods. It's a deep instinctive craving. Next, let's talk about rotten meat. Yes, you heard that right. Our early ancestors were scavengers. They didn't always get to a fresh kill. They often ate what predators left behind. This meant carrion. This meat was often decaying. It was teeming with microbes. Our digestive systems developed robust defenses. They learned to handle these challenges. This practice, though seemingly repulsive, provided crucial calories. It prevented starvation. It shows the incredible resilience of our ancestors. It shows their absolute drive to survive. Then there are insects. Insects are often overlooked, but they are incredibly nutritious. They are packed with protein, fat, and minerals. Early humans ate insects regularly. Ants, termites, grubs, and beetles were all on the menu. They were an easily accessible protein source. Even today, many cultures consume insects. It's a highly sustainable food. This ancient habit reminds us of our broad dietary potential. Now, for the most unsettling truth, cannibalism. Evidence from ancient sites is stark. Cut marks on human bones match those on animal bones. They show butchering. This was not always ritualistic. In times of extreme scarcity, survival took precedence. Our ancestors sometimes resorted to eating other humans. This was a desperate act. It highlights the brutal reality of prehistoric life. It reveals the primal extreme drive to stay alive. This isn't about a craving for human flesh in a modern sense. It's about the absolute fundamental survival mechanism. It's the instinct that would do anything to persist. This dark facet of our past reminds us of our innate drive for survival. It shows the depths of human adaptability. It's a shocking testament to how far our ancestors would go. Finally, consider geophagy, the eating of dirt or clay. This might seem strange, but certain clays bind to toxins. They provide essential minerals. Our ancestors ate clay to detoxify poisonous plants. They ate it to supplement their mineral intake. It was a form of ancient medicine. These shocking dietary habits paint a vivid picture. Our ancestors were incredibly resourceful. They were pragmatic. They were driven by an unyielding will to survive. They ate anything and everything they could. These extreme measures hardwired fundamental survival instincts into us. They shaped our metabolic processes. They laid the groundwork for our cravings. They even influenced our primal reactions. They are part of our complex biological inheritance. So, how do these ancient eating habits impact your modern diet? The connection is profound. Your biology is a time capsule. It carries the wisdom of millions of years. Let's start with sugar. For our ancestors, sugar meant ripe fruit. It was a rare commodity. It signaled a rich source of quick energy. Finding fruit was a triumph. The sweetness was a reward. Our brains evolved to crave this sweetness. It ensured we sought out these vital energy sources. Today, sugar is everywhere. It's in almost every processed food. This abundance overloads our ancient reward system. It leads to overconsumption. This is a direct consequence of that ancient craving. Next, fat. Bone marrow, fatty meat, and nuts were crucial. They provided concentrated energy. They were essential for survival during lean times. Our bodies learned to store fat efficiently. This was a lifesaver. Today, fat is also abundant. It's in fast food. It's in snacks. Our ancient drive for fat now contributes to obesity. It contributes to heart disease. The desire for rich, fatty foods is deeply ingrained. It's a primal echo. Then there's salt. Salt is an essential electrolyte. It was hard to come by in prehistoric diets. Our bodies crave it to maintain fluid balance. This craving ensured we sought out mineral-rich foods. Now, salt is added to almost everything. Our ancient desire for salt drives us to consume too much. This affects blood pressure. It impacts kidney function. Lastly, consider umami. This savory taste is found in meat. It's in fermented foods. It signals protein. It signals a rich, satisfying meal. This craving ensured we sought out protein-rich sources. It was vital for muscle growth and repair. It's a signal of nutritional density. And what about the extreme ancestral drive to survive? The one that, in dire circumstances, led to consuming other humans? This isn't about a literal modern craving. It's about the hardwired potential for extreme measures. It's the deep-seated survival instinct. It's the drive to outcompete. It's the primal us versus them mentality. This intense survival mechanism still exists. It might manifest as an intense drive for success. It could show up as an insatiable ambition. It could even underlie certain destructive behaviors. It's a reminder of the raw, unfiltered will to survive. Our modern world is vastly different. Food is abundant for many. We live in a world of endless choices, yet our bodies operate on ancient programming. This is the mismatch theory. Our genes are from the Stone Age. Our environment is from the digital age. This fundamental conflict leads to many modern health issues. Obesity, diabetes, and heart disease are rampant. Understanding this history is empowering. It helps us see why we make certain food choices. It reveals the deep biological roots of our cravings. We can't escape our biology, but we can understand it. We can make conscious choices. We can align our modern diets with our ancient needs. We can find a balance. This knowledge is a key. It unlocks a better understanding of ourselves. It sheds light on our relationship with food. It reminds us of our wild origins. It shows how millions of years shaped every bite we take. Our journey through ancestral diets reveals a powerful truth. You are a product of millions of years of evolution. Every craving you experience has a deep ancient root. From the fat in bone marrow to the sweetness of wild fruit, from the desperation of rotten meat to the extreme will to survive, these instincts are etched into your DNA, they shaped your brain, they defined your body. Understanding this history empowers you. It allows you to make more conscious food choices. It helps you navigate the modern food landscape. It reconnects you with your primal self. Your biology isn't broken. It's just perfectly adapted for a world that no longer exists. By honoring our past, we can build a healthier future. We can find harmony between our ancient instincts and our modern lives. What ancestral habit do you think most influences your diet today? Share your thoughts in the comments below.